welcome to the second video, impressions for the week. Up this time is Base Defense, Rhythm Meets Strategy. Base Defense combines musical, rhythm-based gameplay with strategic elements. You must hit the correct buttons in time with the music to clear out your enemies who try to destroy your base. By the way, that's capital N, capital M, capital Y. Not sure what the acronym's supposed to be standing for, but, funny joke, allegedly. Anyway, unless you save it with the help of your upgradable defensive or offensive power-ups or your sense of rhythm. So, if nothing else, that's a disparate combination of mechanics, base building and rhythmic gameplay. So over to the Petty Fan to find out how it worked together, if it did. Petty?
Petty fan who needs to unmute himself.
Me now.
Can you try speaking now?
Words and phrases.
All right, now we can hear you.
Alrighty. So yeah, there is not a whole lot of strategy, if any, in here. There are supposedly these towers, but they don't do anything.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how you could have strategy when your base building is surrounded by rhythmic combat, or rhythmic prompts. That's based off of timing.
And suppose it will stop you from spamming the keyboard at least, so there is some skill involved.
Well, that's good.
Though I'm not sure about how well these are charted, because when I was playing it earlier, it still sounded kind of offbeat from what they want me to do. So I don't know if that's just a me issue or what's going on there.
Honestly, if this is reminding me of anything, it's like Super Hexagon.
Maybe?
Or Gyroboss DX, which is a game we reviewed last year. Something like that.
Yeah.
Where you had to take care of things in tune to the music.
Yeah. And go ahead.
Also worth noting that this game has an AI disclosure clause.
Mm-hmm.
The developers describe how this game uses AI-generated content, like this. A few selections of 2D, 3D, and audio assets are AI-generated. That's a bit vague.
Yeah.
All right, just assume that it's the shittiest ones and work from there.
Yeah, probably. So this game has a real lighting problem, and just model problem in general. You can kind of see the thing you're supposed to hit are cubes, and in this map, they are very hard to see because they just kind of blend in. They're also doing the cardinal sin of a rhythm game where they have stuff going on in the foreground instead of the background. So it is very distracting, and or can get in the way of actually trying to see where things are.
Is it supposed to be stuttering like that?
The screen moving?
I mean, define supposed to.
Yeah, I think so. That's not a good effect.
The screen zooming in and out. No, I hate it.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. And good God, this is an ugly game.
It is very ugly. Like, I get it's in
Like,
early access, so hopefully they can improve it.
well,
Because, like,
I can tell you right now how they can improve it. Get rid of the piss filter.
yeah,
Like,
I think it might
why is
actually be
everything
the. It's not as bad playing it directly. I think that might just be Twitch compression, partly on that.
possibly? But it looks like a 7th gen FPS.
It still does kind of. It's just not the piss filter effect is not as bad on the actual on my screen in front of me. It might just be Twitch compression for that.
The only way this could get more 7th gen is if it had, a shit ton of bloom.
And we're also getting into the point of the level that is probably the thing I hate the most. You see all around my base the chunks of the things I killed? Guess what blends into that? More enemies. So I can't tell if something is coming or if it's just the pile of corpses.
Yeah, I've complained about this before. Neon layering, or however you want to define it. When you
Well,
have
like,
so much brightly colored neon flashing that you literally cannot make out what is what.
well, it'd be fine if they degenerated quicker.
Hmm.
Like, the problem is they persist for way too long. If they would go away after like 2 or 3 seconds, I wouldn't have a problem.
Hmm.
And yeah, um, supposedly you can get upgrades for your base. I have not noticed a measurable difference in the ones I have gotten.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. Right. So, in terms of what's being worked on in regards to early access, um, it looks like it's less content focused and more zoning in on balancing issues. Um, like they're specifically targeting the balance issues as their main rationale for going early access.
I mean, if they could balance it to where I could actually see the enemies on this map in particular, that'd be great. Because you can
Right.
see the dark spot there in the middle with the dark cubes that are coming up. How the hell am I supposed to realize anything's there? Like,
Let's see.
just watching this.
Still a few.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Still a few modes. Score and rank are about 95% done. 20 levels of sound wave mode. Um, compatibility with rhythm controllers. Like I said,
I'm assuming they're meaning like Guitar Hero controllers, or are there other types of rhythm controllers?
there are
All right.
probably in this case DDR pads.
Yeah, that'd probably be something. As I mentioned that, as far as oh wait, there are USB DDR pads.
Hmm. Like anyway, uh, so the timeline for early access is up to Q1 2025. And their idealistic goal, Q4 2024. After 3 months after the early access date, 19th of August 2024. I don't think they're hitting that 3 month, given where we're reviewing this game at.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the biggest question of all, are they going to charge more when it gets to 1.0? And the answer is yes. After early access, we'd like to reward our early supporters by offering them base defense for a lower price. And the whole paragraph of their rationale here, that's not really all that important to this review.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, in terms of pricing, it's fairly affordable at $5.99.
That's a price somebody could pay for this.
Yes, and the soundtrack is going for $2.99, and your best bet here is the bundle, which is going 50% off $4.48. I mean that's cheaper than the regular price. That, like, of course you'd pick that one. Why would you not? But is this game worth $6?
In the States and now, no.
Hmm.
Just a hard no. Like, there are far better, even just like rhythm style games you could get for less, and that don't commit like as many cardinal sins as this does. If
Fair
they want to
enough.
polish it up, get rid of the stuff that comes into on the screen in the foreground, adjust the lighting to make the cubes easier to read and or track.
Oh,
And if
also get rid of the goddamn AI generated shit.
I mean, it really depends what all it's doing. If it's just generating the like chart as it were, fine. Because getting those correct can be a pain in the ass. But if it's like AI art instead of buying an artist or paying for an artist, nah, yeah, get rid of that.
Hmm.
And I I'm not sure about what the music, if like the music's also AI generated bullshit, or if they actually paid people for that and these are like custom tracks for the game. Because this isn't my regular den of music, so I have no idea who or what these artists are, if there is an artist, with the whole AI thing they mentioned. They don't mention what all is AI in here, or AI generated.
Anyway, anything else you wish to speak about in terms of this game?
This game could be fun if they, did some bit of modifications to make the bits or the enemies easier to track and less foreground distraction at the bare
Hmm.
minimum. But yeah, in the state it's in right now, if you wanted to get this on Steam, I would suggest wait. Also, I do not believe there is controller compatibility. So if you're one of those people who like controllers and like aren't a big fan of keyboard for whatever reason, I would suggest wait until controller compatibility has been implemented. It shouldn't be too hard to implement it because it's literally you're using on keyboard it's either arrow keys or WASD to control the beat thing, and then spacebar to trigger your power ups, so that it would not be hard at all to rig that up for a modern controller. It's just a matter of implementation.
Hmm.
But yeah, I guess that's it from me on this, unless you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns.
Nope. All right, so that'll about do it for base defense here. Be sure to tune in after the break as the Galax reviews Stardiver.